guys, long time no see. I have missed you all so much. I feel like my last couple videos I've been kind of inconsistent and I hate when that happens. Unfortunately, I got down with a cold again. I'm still debating whether it's a cold or allergies. I'm just so congested, it's frustrating. Me and Landon are just going like back and forth with this sickness and I'm pretty much over it. But yeah, today I was like, I don't care if my voice sounds masculine or not, I'm gonna come on here and film for you guys. So I'm actually kind of doing a marathon of filming today. So if you guys see a repeat of this, I guess you can't really see my outfit anyways, of this face and hair, then you know what's going on. Okay, anyways, today's video is a quick tutorial using this palette here. This is the Sigma Smokescreen palette. It launched with their Born to Be collection, which came out this month. I'm been loving this palette lately. I do have the other palette, the Warm Neutrals, and I have to say I like this one a bit more. I feel like with every palette and every makeup product that Sigma comes out with, they tend to improve. Like the Resort palette that came out way back when, I felt like once they came out with the individuals, the quality got better and better, and that's what I noticed with this one too. Just to give you guys some quick swatches. As you can see, those were probably bad colors to pick just because they're gold and I feel like against my hair. So let's do the darker colors. So here's kind of like a burgundy, a blue, and a gray. They're just super pigmented, really creamy, and super blendable. So yeah, this is the palette that I'm using in today's video. All the shadows will come out of this palette, as well as the liner, or one of the liners that I used came from the Born to Be collection as well. On my lids, I went with something kind of more neutral, but I don't know, the weather here has been really dreary and rainy, and I'm just excited for spring, so that's why I added this pop of color down below, because as you can see, even in the palette, everything is pretty neutral except for this color here, and I kind of like that. It's just a random throw-in, but I've been loving that color. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into... I just scattered brushes all off of my table, but that's okay. All right, let's go ahead and hop into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy.
As I mentioned earlier, the palette that we're going to be using today is Sigma's new Smokescreen palette. So starting off with the E50, I'm going to go into the color called Misty, which is a gorgeous pink toned cream, and apply this all over my brow bone. Now using the Sigma E40, we're going to go into the color called Haze, which is a matte cool tone brown, and buff this into our crease and just really kind of pull it upwards as well so the brow bone doesn't look so stark and white. To add some warmth into the look, I'm going to grab the Sigma E38, which I believe is the diffuse crease brush, and use this matte warm brown here, which is called a Thunderhead. I'm going to start from the outer corner and slowly kind of pull it inwards, just staying in the crease area. Now to add the fun pop of color, I'm going to take this eyeliner from Sigma called Indigo Bird. It's just a really nice vibrant blue, well I guess indigo color, and drag this onto my waterline. I'm also going to kind of hold the pencil at a slant to get some of the actual product onto my lash line as well. To keep this blue locked into place, I'm going to use the Sigma E30 and go into the shade Nebula and drag this across my lower lash line. Now to add some depth into the eyes, I'm going to go in with the Sigma E36. This is from the Precision collection and use the color Almost Jet. First I'm using a smaller brush just to really apply the color, and then to buff it out and blend it, I'm using the Sigma E40. This one looks a little bit different because it's from the Mr. Bunny collection. I find it to be a bit softer and easier to diffuse color. Moving on to lashes, I'm going to give them a quick curl with my Shiseido eyelash curler, and then one generous coat of the Maybelline One Mascara in waterproof, of course. I also added some of the Ardell individual lashes. I find those to look a little bit more natural than the actual strip lashes. For my winged liner, I'm going to be using this new pencil from Ico. It's called That's Where I Draw the Line. I really like how it applies because the tip is dense but still flexible at the same time, so it's really easy to create a nice clean flick. To add some brightness into my inner corners, I'm going to use this single shadow from Sigma. It's called Luna. It came from the Resort collection, and I'm just applying this right onto the inner corners. For my lips, I wanted to use an everyday bright wearable pink, So for the base, I'm going to be using the Chanel Rouge Coco Shine in the color Bon Air. And then to add a touch of gloss, I'm going to be using the Chanel Eau Gloss.
Alright, so that completes this look. As you can see, super easy. If you guys aren't really a fan of color, you could definitely just go in and smoke out the lower lash line with a neutral color or gray or black, which I guess is kind of still in the neutral family. But yeah, I just wanted to play up with some color because I feel like a lot of times tutorials tend to just be, you know, like browns, purple sometimes, but other than that, there's not too many that like venture out into colors. I know there are, but I'm just saying for kind of like an everyday-ish look. I mean, this isn't something that I would wear every day, but I feel like it's still something that you could wear every day without being like, weird. I don't even know what that was. Oh, and quickly, I wanted to mention this necklace. I received this in my P.O. box the other day from my friend Serein. I met her at iMatch. She does have a channel here on YouTube. I know her name is Serein. I believe the channel though is Serein Dress Yourself Happy. Or maybe it's just Serein now, she may have changed it. Either way, I will have her linked down below. I really enjoy watching her. She does great hauls. She's really, really pretty. And yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick shout out once again and just say thank you for my gift. I absolutely love it. I'm all for statement jewelry. And if any of you guys were curious about this necklace, she's a stylist with Stella Dot, and I know the name was on here somewhere. Here we go. This is called the Mercury Necklace. I'm not sure if it's still carried or not, but I really like it and I feel like it's going to be a staple in my collection for the coming months. Alright, so I think that about wraps it up for this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys are ever wanting to get in contact with me right away, you can always find me on Twitter at lollydolly128 as well as Instagram. Once again, same name. Or am I Dana on Twitter? I don't know. Either way, I'll have it linked down below. That is awful that I don't know my own handle thing. I'm scatterbrained. Okay, but anyways, love you all. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.